Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Zach's Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Ryan McQueeney, and on this week's show, we will be rounding out our three-part series on artificial intelligence with yet another look at specific investing strategies for adding AI exposure to your portfolio. Last week, we discussed how investors can get this exposure by focusing on mega cap tech stocks like Alphabet, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, and NVIDIA, the tech behemoths of the world, which are working on AI side projects or shifting toward an AI-heavy model over time. This week, we'll be taking a look at the more direct route by discussing companies that put AI front and center at this very moment. To do this, I want to break out these quote-unquote pure-play AI stocks into two categories, big data and robotics. We're going to start with big data first. Why is this important? Well, the volume of data we experience and deal with on a daily basis is obviously truly remarkable, and one of the least discussed major market trends as of late. It isn't just a perception of information overload either. In fact, according to a recent report from a Google employee, as much info is being created right now, is being created every 2 days as we created from the dawn of civilization to the year 2003. That's an unbelievable pace, and obviously that really shows kind of the growth of over the last few years of this big data generation. Big data really provides the information that machine learning and artificial intelligence programs feed on. If these algorithms and programs are supposed to be learning from past computations, then they need massive sets of data to do so efficiently. And, luckily we have an abundance of that right now. One big data focused company that I think investors might look at is Tableau Software. Trades under the ticker DATA, data, if you will. Great ticker, relevant ticker there. The company specializes in visualization products focused on business intelligence. Its software solutions have the ability to create compelling graphs and graphics from complex sets of data at a very impressive speed. So again, kind of fusing the worlds of a graphic design and artificial intelligence and machine learning and big data, takes these massive data sets and creates compelling images out of them. Really interesting way for enterprises or smaller companies even to kind of have an affordable visualization option at their hands. Another emerging player in the data space is Varonis Systems, which trades under the ticker VRNS. Big data, especially the kind held by large companies that might contain sensitive customer information, needs to be protected, and that's exactly what Varonis does. The company uses quote-unquote user behavior analytics to identify abnormal activity and defend enterprise data from cyber attacks. So this is really in that cybersecurity space, but another company that we classify as a big data company because of its focus on this field, and one that uses machine learning, artificial intelligence technology to propel its cybersecurity platforms. The other final major option here I want to highlight is HubSpot, ticker HUBS. HubSpot is actually kind of an industry leader in what it does, but for those who don't know, it provides a variety of tools for social media marketing, content management, web analytics, and search engine optimization. This firm is really interesting because it makes the benefits of big data more accessible to smaller marketers, and it operates with a clear vision that big data has the potential to significantly improve the customer experience and therefore the company's product. So this works with, small to mid-sized companies, marketing, PR types of firms, and, it really gives these smaller companies the power to unlock and unleash artificial intelligence and the potential that it has for their businesses. It's a really interesting company. I think one that is, as I said, both an industry leader really in what it's already doing. You'll find a lot of people in the marketing field that know HubSpot or work with HubSpot on a daily basis, but one that also still has a ton of room for growth. Next up, I also want to take a look at the robotics plays. So again, this is the second category that I'm kind of arbitrarily slicing this field up into two categories. You could probably do it a million different ways. I think just for the purposes of this episode, this is the simplest way to think about it. In terms of robotics, what we're looking for here is that the development of machines with human like cognitive functions should help the development of human like physical functions, which should hypothetically lead to an unprecedented era for robotics and automation. I think we're still a long way out from the society that we see in a movie like Will Smith's I, Robot, which is obviously touches on kind of the dangers of robotics, but several notable companies are already helping the world move in a direction similar to that one right now. I think one of the most recognizable names in this space is Mobileye, a pioneer in computer vision technology. If we want to unleash these human like physical functions, one of the most important ones is obviously sight. And Mobileye really is, to many people, the world's leader in computer vision. And of course, that company, Mobileye, was acquired by Intel for a whopping $15.3 billion. But in a similar vein, people can kind of follow the computer vision field by looking at where that type of technology is applied. And one of the most interesting, one of the more compelling spaces where computer vision is applied right now is in the unmanned drone business. So I'd point investors in the direction of a company like AeroVironment. AVAV is the ticker there. This firm is really a leader in unmanned aerial vehicles for the military and law enforcement agencies of the world. It is also a Zacks ranked number one strong buy stock right now, so definitely one you want to check out. In terms of more to the machine automation, the commercial automation side of this story, I would also highlight Rockwell Automation. For years and years and years, Rockwell has been a long-standing pioneer, industry dominator in terms of industrial automation equipment, but it's now kind of transforming itself into a modern company by working to adapt the latest AI technology into its next generation of products. I know that Rockwell has partnered with a few tech firms to create kind of an alliance on how to implement AI technology into commercial automation. And when we talk about where the money is going to be flowing, where we're going to start seeing the effects first, I do think the commercial automation side of things is, first up. But, the next thing there is the in-home, the personal, the consumer automation. And for a company like that, that's where you're going to look at someone like iRobot Corporation, which is ticker IRBT. This is perhaps the best example of robotics available currently on the consumer goods level. Company's named iRobot, so they certainly feel like they're a robotics play. They make the popular Roomba vacuum cleaner. It's a little circle-shaped vacuum that just kind of chills in your house and goes around by itself and, keeps your house clean. There are also several other home robots, that, as they call them, that can mop the floor or clean your pool. iRobot used to be in the military side of robotics as well, but divested that business, I think now 2 or 3 years ago, maybe more, maybe less. Sorry, don't have the exact date in front of me there. But it's interesting, because I've been describing these as human-like physical features. And you look at something like the Roomba, again, it's circular. It's about the size of a large dinner plate, maybe a little bit bigger. It's on small wheels and it just kind of moves around and spins around. Obviously doesn't really look like anything that is doing any sort of like human-like physical functions, but as the leader in in-home robotics products, you would expect iRobots to also want to be on the cutting edge of robotic technology as it develops and as it develops in what can be useful in the home. So I would expect iRobot to continue to be a leader in this space going forward, and that is a space that I think will eventually see more like this stereotypical future movie-esque type of human-like robot functions. Exactly how and when and what types of applications, obviously, I feel like we still don't even know, but look for iRobot to be applying the latest technology to ways to make the in-home experience a little bit easier for people, a little bit more automated. And then finally, the last thing I want to highlight is the usefulness of robotics in healthcare. another thing that's going to have a significant impact on humanity. And a pioneer in this space is obviously Intuitive Surgical, that is ticker ISRG. This company develops robotic surgical systems and is best known for its revolutionary Da Vinci surgical system. This platform helps doctors with minimally invasive operations, has the ability to make operations that used to be more invasive than they were now less invasive, but it also helps doctors operate more efficiently and effectively, and kind of reduces a little bit of risk whenever possible. It's really an awesome system. Da Vinci Surgical is kind of the leading platform right now for these kind of semi-automated surgical systems. And I think something that, again, already got a head start on others in the field, and as the technology gets better, should continue to be on the forefront there. That does it, though. Just to review, we separated things into big data and robotics. We looked at all sorts of different types of companies, everything from big data cybersecurity firms to in-home robotics companies. Lots of different options for investors. And I think now that we've gone through all three parts of our series on artificial intelligence, the listeners out there should be able to make an educated and informed investment decision here in terms of AI, in terms of adding exposure to AI to their portfolios. So I hope that benefited you. As a reminder, if you feel that we missed something or if you want us to cover a different story, feel free to shoot us an email at podcast@zacks.com. Make sure to check out all of our other audio content at zacks.com/podcasts. And remember to subscribe and leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts. We are also now available on Spotify if that's how you prefer to get your podcast material. Just search Zach's Investment Research over there, and you should be able to get all of our shows. As always, thank you for listening to the Zach's Tech Talk Tuesday podcast. We will see you next time.